The massive boycott against Donald Trump's State of the Union is exploding in Donald Trump's face. Trump and MAGA and corporate news are all attacking the Midas Touch network since we are leading the boycott against Donald Trump and his despicable regime at the State of the Union. We have partnered with Move On. We are the exclusive distribution partners for an event called the People's State of the Union. Now, dozens and dozens of members of the House of Representatives and senators will be boycotting the State of the Union, fairly unprecedented in these types of numbers, and they will be attending our event at the Midas Touch Network. We will have a stage and an area set up outside of the Capitol building. We're calling it the People's State of the Union. And last night, Democratic Senator Adam Schiff announced that he will be indeed boycotting Trump's State of the Union. And instead, Senator Schiff will be attending the Midas Touch Network's State of the Union, the People's State of the Union, where he will be one of our featured speakers. Now, MAGA has been attacking the Midas Touch Network. They've been attacking Senator Schiff, and they've been attacking me and my brothers personally as a result of this boycott. But it's what is just. It is what is needed right now. By the way, look how close we are to 6 million subscribers. Help us get to 6 million subscribers today by subscribing right now. Now I want to show you what Senator Schiff said when he made the big announcement last night that he is boycotting the State of the Union and he will be speaking at the Midas Touch Network's People's State of the Union. Let's play this clip right here of Senator Schiff.
Donald Trump is violating the law and Constitution. He is ignoring court orders. He has weaponized the Justice Department to go after his enemies. He is letting loose ICE troops in our streets that are getting people killed. I will not be attending the State of the Union. I've never missed one. I have always gone both to inaugurations and to States of the Union, but we cannot treat this as normal. This is not business as usual. I will not give him the audience he craves for the lies that he tells. I'll be outside the Capitol with Midas Touch and Move On for the People's State of the Union, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday.
Powerful indeed. Here is a list of some of the other speakers, everybody from Senator Merkley to Markey to Senator Murphy to Senator Tina Smith, Senator Van Hollen, Congresswoman Ansari to Ballant. We've got Maxwell Frost and Kassar. We've got Leger Fernandez. We've got Jim Himes, the ranking member of the Intelligence Committee, Sarah Jacobs, Jayapal. The list keeps going on and on. You can check out the list there. Speaking about Democratic Congresswoman Sarah Jacobs, she went on corporate news. She was on CNN. And she was asked by the host, Alex Michelson, why she is not going to be attending. And she will be attending the Midas Touch Network event. Here's what she had to say. Let's play this clip.
State of the Union is Tuesday night. Some Democrats are choosing not to attend. Are you going to go?
I don't plan on attending, no.
Why is that? I mean, and isn't that kind of disrespectful to the institution of the presidency and the institution of Congress?
I mean, I think what's disrespectful to the institution of Congress is the fact that this president and this administration do not abide by congressionally passed laws and statutes, completely have zero care for or respect for the rule of law, literally are like going against court orders. That's what's disrespectful. I'm not going to sit there and listen to Donald Trump lie and try and say the economy is doing well when everyone I know in San Diego can barely get by. I'm not going to sit there and listen to him say they're going after criminals when we know the majority of people they're going after have no criminal record and they're killing U.S. citizens without any accountability.
Although we'll see what happens in terms of the killing of the citizens, and we'll see on that front.
Then we heard from Senator Ruben Gallego about his boycott of the State of the Union. Here's what Senator Gallego said. Play this clip.
Well, I just want to tell you to hear from me that I am not going to State of the Union. Look, there's more productive things I could be doing with my time than just sitting there for 2 hours and clapping on cue. Right now, this country is hurting. You know, whether it's what's happening in Minnesota, whether it's our families that are just trying to make every dollar stretch longer, whether it's veterans trying to make sure that their benefits aren't being cut with this administration. There's a lot of work to be done, and it's not going to happen in that chamber for 2 hours when the president's just going to be using, that bully pulpit as a way to just, push further and further his agenda. So I'll be spending the time working for Arizona, spending time with my family, and look forward to continue really fighting to make sure that Americans have a chance at the American dream. Thanks.
And folks, it does seem that CNN was quite mad at the Midas Touch Network and their hosts. They brought on these professors from UCLA and some other guy, and they were like, we think that everybody should attend the State of the Union because this is how compromise is made and this is how people in government should interact. And why are people going to be boycotted? Because we have a fascist freaking regime. This is not a normal government by the people for the people. This is a fascist regime with Trump putting up his photos on the Justice Department building and buildings across DC, sending massed ICE and Border Patrol, Gestapo to terrorize, torture, and to kill Americans and people in this country. You got him arbitrarily imposing tariffs on the world, even when the Supreme Court rules against him, though it'll be interesting to see the Supreme Court justices there at the State of the Union. Donald Trump then says, screw you, Supreme Court, I'm going to enact more unlawful tariffs after you strike down my prior unlawful tariffs. I'm going to enact the United States Trade Act of 1974, Section 122, which doesn't apply, to impose 15% tariffs on the entire world. Ha ha ha. And I'm going to remove the exemptions for the de minimis tariff exemption so that everybody has to pay tariffs on items $800 or less. How utterly pathetic. But anyway, I digress. CNN, corporate news, they were pissed at us, apparently. Here, play this clip.
If she's not going, there's a lot of other ones that are not. There's talk about alternative State of the Unions, like we had an alternative halftime show with Kid Rock. Is this bad for democracy?
Yeah, I don't think it's good, Alex. This is one of the constitutionally mandated things that the president has to do. He has to report on the State of the Union to the Congress. And it doesn't say it has to be a speech in the chamber. It used to be a letter delivered by, Pony Express, but it has to happen. And I think if you are a member of that chamber, it is part of your job to hear that report. And I do think, people have talked a lot about, is there still appetite for, when they go low, we go high, or are we over that? You're never over doing your job, doing it well, and trying hard to find compromise and solve people's problems. So I would say show up.
Isn't that the job, to show up and to try to solve problems? And by the way, there are some things that both sides agree on. I mean, last year, I remember there was a moment when the kid, the Secret Service agent kid who has, brain cancer, and they're cheering for him, and the Democrats didn't cheer for him. Like, what a sad moment that we can't even cheer for that. I don't know. I feel like it's a bad thing. Both parties are guilty of that, but it seems like a sad moment. And if we got to find some moments to come together, we're never gonna be able to tackle our problems if we don't. All right, enough of my ranting. Thank you both for being here and providing better insight than me on that. Great to see you. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Alex.
Coming up,
but I like the reporting by Scott MacFarlane, one of the few good reporters, great reporters actually, left on CBS. Here's how he describes the boycott that is picking up momentum as the Midas Touch People's State of the Union is where everybody, all the Democratic leaders are going to be at. And speaking again, this is unprecedented, and this is thanks to you. Thanks so much for helping build the Midas Touch Network platform like this. And again, make sure you subscribe. Here's what Scott MacFarlane had to say. Play this clip.
We made it to the weekend, but here in Washington, next week's going to be one of those predictably big weeks. It is State of the Union week on Tuesday night. We have seen Trump give State of the Union addresses before. We have heard the president do this before. But this time it could look differently. And I think that's part of what the anticipation is for Tuesday at 9 p.m. What does it look like when there are empty seats dotting the House chamber on the floor? Because there's a rising number of Democrats who say they are about done with this and not going to the speech. And it's growing in number.